again everyone. This is a yin-yang yoga lesson for the legs and for the hips. So we'll start as usual with a comfortable seat, so you can sit on a cushion or on your mat and sit however you're going to feel comfortable for just a few minutes. And we'll start by just rolling the shoulders gently. And then relax the shoulders low, close your eyes and try to relax your body, but sit with a straight back. And bring your focus inside, scanning your body, seeing how you feel today. And try to relax your face, relax your head, your forehead and your eyes, your mouth and your neck. You can start breathing a little bit deeper, noticing where your breath goes. And then bring one hand onto your chest and the other hand onto your belly. Take a deep breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and feel your chest and your belly rise, and exhale for 4. Inhaling for 4. And exhaling for 4. Keep that going with your own rhythm and your own breathing. Keeping your awareness on what you feel in your body, feeling your chest and your lungs fill up, your ribs expand, and also your belly expand, and coming out full belly. And as you breathe out, feeling your body relax. And if you have any thoughts, your mind's distracted thinking about what you need to do later or anything like that, try to bring your attention back to your body, back to your breathing, keeping your focus in the here and now. Think about your back. Remember to sit nice and straight, so don't let your shoulders slouch or your back start to round. Making sure you're sitting nice and straight, opening the shoulders. Allowing yourself to breathe really deeply. And then you can open your eyes, release your hands back onto your knees, and just roll the shoulders a few more times again. And if it feels okay for your neck, you can also gently move your neck around. A little bit left and right, or circles. Just gentle movements. And then come onto your mat. If you're sitting on a cushion like me, you can push that away now. And come to sit with your bum on your heels. And you want some space in front of you on the mat. And breathe in here, arms come up above your head. Breathe out, bring your hands onto the mat and push yourself down into child pose. So rest your forehead on the mat, stretching the arms out in front. Take a breath here. And then come up onto your hands and knees. You want your hands to be under your shoulders. Spread your fingers. And then as you breathe in, lift your feet and your lower legs from the mat. Arch your back and look up. And breathe out, round in the back, bringing your feet back to the mat. Chin to the chest. Breathe in, arch the back, lift your feet and your lower legs up. Breathe out, legs come down, round your back, chin to chest. And again, breathe in, arch the back, lift the feet. Breathe out, rounding the back, chin to chest, feet on the mat. Breathe in, arch the back, come up. And now as you breathe out, bring your hands a bit further forward and lower your chest down to the mat and your feet down to the mat. Breathe in, pressing into your hands, just lifting your chest and your head up. You can keep your elbows bent. And breathe out, pushing yourself back to child pose. Resting the forehead on your mat. And stay here for a couple of breaths. Coming up. And now turn your legs to the side and sit your bum on your mat. And bend your right leg so that your foot is next to your right hip. And then bring your left foot next to your right thigh. So both of your sitting bones are on the ground. You're not sitting on that right foot. The right foot is next to your hip. Maybe you can see better like that. Then just start to bounce that left knee, encouraging that left hip to open. And then breathe in, lifting the arms above your head. And breathe out, twist your body to the left and bring your hands to the ground beside your left hip. So you're coming over that bent, open leg. Breathing in, arching the back, look up. Breathe out, rounding the back, chin to chest. Breathe in, look up, arch the back. Breathe out, rounding the back, chin to chest. One more time, breathing in, look up. And breathing out, rounding the back. Breathe in, bring the arms up above your head. And breathe out, twist back to the center and release your arms. And bring both feet back onto the mat in front of you. You can just move your knees a little bit to the left and right if you want to. And then we'll do the other side. So bending that left leg and bringing the foot by your hip. You want to make sure both sitting bones are on the ground. And then your right foot next to your left hip, thigh. And try to relax that right knee. Encourage that right hip to open. You can bounce the knee just a little bit. And then breathe in, arms come up above your head. And breathe out, twist over to the right and bring your hands onto the ground by your right hip. Breathe in, arch the back, look up. Breathe out, rounding the back, chin to chest. Breathe in, look up. And out, rounding the back. Breathe in. And out. And now as you breathe in, bring your arms up above your head. And breathe out, twisting back to the center and release your arms. And release your legs. Just stretch your legs out on your mat. And with your hands on the floor just behind you, just to keep you nice and stable, start to rotate your ankles, so making circles with your feet. Start to wake the feet and the legs up a bit. And go the other direction as well. And then breathe in, bringing your toes towards your face. And breathe out, pointing your toes away. Breathe in, flex the feet, toes come towards you. Breathe out, point the toes away. One more time, breathe in, flex the feet. And breathe out, point the toes away. And now bend your left leg Bring your left foot by your right thigh. Again, you can bounce that knee just to encourage that hip to relax and open. Right leg is straight, foot is flexed. And sit nice and straight. Breathe in, lift your arms up above your head. Breathe out, folding forward to bring your hands onto your leg, your ankle or your foot. Breathe in, coming back up, arms above your head. Breathe out, folding forward. Breathe in, coming back up. Breathe out, coming down. And now take your ankle, your leg or your foot with your hands. And relax your head and your neck. You can look at your right knee. Take a few deep breaths here. And breathe in, come all the way back up, arms above your head. And breathe out, release the arms. And straighten your legs. You can bounce your knees a little bit. And then bend the right leg, bring your right foot next to your left thigh. Encourage that right hip to open and relax a little bit by bouncing the knee. Left leg is straight, toes towards you, foot is flexed. Nice and straight with your back. Breathe in, arms come up above your head. Breathe out, folding forward, hands come to your leg, your ankle or your foot. Breathe in, coming back up, arms above your head. Breathe out, folding forward. Breathe in, coming up. Breathe out, folding forward. And now take your leg, your ankle or your foot, wherever you can comfortably take a hold. And take a few breaths here. Relax your head and your neck. Breathing in, coming up, arms above your head. Breathe out, releasing your hands and straighten your leg. Again, just bounce your knees a little bit. And then swing your legs out to the side and come up onto your hands and knees. And up onto your toes, push into your hands and bring your bum up to the ceiling. Heels releasing to the floor into a downward dog and walk your legs a little bit. Look between your legs. Spread your fingers, really push into your hands. And try to relax your shoulders away from your ears. And now you can step your feet one at a time towards your hands. And then make fists with your hands and start to hit up and down your thighs. Maybe on your glutes, on your bum, on your thighs, and on your calves. Just giving yourself a little bit of a massage, getting all the blood to that area, into the legs. And then let your hands go. Dangle your arms, feel the blood also in your hands and your fingers. Feel the tingling in your fingers. And slowly standing up, lifting your head up last. And now I'm going to take my socks off just so I have a bit more grip on the mat. And take a wide step on your mat to the side. So your whole body's going to be on the side of the mat. So you can turn your mat to look at the camera or the screen if you want to keep watching. And then from here, breathe in and bring your arms up above your head. Exhale, bend your knees and bend your elbows, coming into goddess pose. Breathe in, straighten the arms, arch your back, look up. Breathe out, straighten your legs and dive forward. Bring your hands onto the mat in front of you. If you can't reach the mat, you can put a block or a book here. Breathe in, lift your left hand up to the ceiling and look up to the ceiling. Breathe out, bringing that hand back down. Breathe in, lift the right arm up to the ceiling, look up. Breathe out, coming back down, and bend your knees. Breathe in, bringing the arms in front of you, straighten the legs. Breathe out, turning the palms up to the ceiling, bend your knees. Breathe in, standing up straight, let the hands go. Breathe out, folding forward and bring your arms behind you. Breathe in, coming up, bending the knees, bending the elbows. And breathe out, straighten the legs, fold forward, arms come behind you. Breathe in, keep the legs straight, bring your arms all the way up above your head. Breathe out, bringing your hands onto your shoulders. Take a breath here. And as you breathe in, try to come up onto your toes. Breathe out, lowering your heels. Breathe in, come up onto your toes. Breathe out, lowering your heels. Breathe in, come up onto your toes, and if you can, see if you can hold it here for a couple of breaths. It's a good strengthening pose for the calves. Probably feel it in your calves already, in your lower legs. And when you're ready, lower your heels back down and release your arms. Breathe in, arms come up above the head, arch your back a bit. Breathe out, bend your knees, bend your elbows. Breathe in, open your arms wide, look up. Breathe out, straighten the legs, dive down, bring your hands onto the ground. Breathe in, lift the left hand up and look up to the ceiling. Breathe out, coming back down. Breathe in, right hand comes up to the ceiling. Breathe out, coming back down and bend your knees. Breathe in, bring the arms up in front of you, straighten your legs. Breathe out, twist, turn your palms up to the ceiling, bend your knees. Breathe in, straighten the legs, release your hands. Breathe out, fold forward, bring your arms behind you. Breathe in, coming up, bend your knees, bend your elbows. Breathe out, coming forward, straighten the legs, arms behind you. Inhale, come up, straight legs, arms above your head. And breathe out, hands onto your shoulders. Breathe in, coming up onto the toes. Breathe out, releasing the heels. Breathe in, up onto the toes. Breathe out, releasing. And in, up onto the toes, and if you can, hold it here for a couple of breaths. And then coming back down onto your heels and release your arms. Breathe in, arms above your head. Breathe out, bend your knees, bend your elbows. Breathe in, straighten the arms, open the arms wide, look up. Breathe out, straighten your legs, hands onto the mat. Breathe in, left hand comes up to the ceiling. Breathe out, hand comes back down. Breathe in, right hand comes up to the ceiling. Breathe out, coming back down, bend your knees. Breathe in, bringing your arms up in front of you, straighten your legs. Breathe out, turn the palms up to the ceiling, bend your knees. Breathe in, straighten the legs, release your hands. Breathe out, keep your legs straight, bend over, arms behind you. Breathe in, coming up, bend your knees, bend your elbows. Breathe out, straighten the legs, fold forward, arms behind you. Breathe in, keep the legs straight, bring your arms up above your head. And breathe out, hands onto the shoulders. Breathe in, come up onto your toes. And breathe out, heels towards the mat, or onto the mat. Breathe in, up onto your toes. Breathe out, heels on the mat. Breathe in, up onto the toes, and try to hold it here. And then lowering your heels back to the mat and release your arms. And step back to the front of your mat. Walk your legs a little bit. And then bring your feet hip width apart. And breathe in, arms above your head. Breathe out, start to fold forward and bend your knees a little bit if you need to. You can turn your heels out a little bit and your toes in, and it helps some people fold forward. And take your elbows with your hands, relax your head and your neck, and just dangle here. You can start to sway left and right. You can also lift your elbows up, so you're getting a stretch in your shoulders, opening your shoulders up, lifting your elbows over your head. And then you can bring them back down and sway a little bit left and right again. Really let your head and neck relax here. And relaxing the whole top part of your body, swaying left and right. And then place your hands onto your mat. And step your right leg behind you, coming down onto that right knee. So we're coming into the yin postures now. So you want this left leg to be bent. And the back leg is also bent. You're on your lower leg, but bring that knee a little bit further back until you feel a stretch in your right hip and hip flexor. So you should feel it already here. And we're going to stay here for a little while. If you can stay with one hand either side of your foot, then that's great, but for some people this is already a bit deep. So if you have blocks or books the same size, then you can bring blocks here and stay up a little bit higher. For some people that's easier to stay. Or you can come lower on the blocks, or with your hands flat on the ground, but after a little bit of time that will become difficult to hold. So some of these yin poses are not the most comfortable because they're quite deep. You get deep into the muscles, deep into the fascia. So the challenge can be to stay in the postures for a couple of minutes. We won't stay for too long in the video, but you can always stay longer at home in these poses if you want to. So you can pause the video and stay for 2 minutes if you want to. If you don't feel the stretch in your right hip flexor, just bring that knee a little bit further back, that right knee, and try to relax your hips. Let your hips sink down, so don't hold on to the tension. You'll also feel it in your left hip and left hip flexor. That's normal as well. If it's too much, bring that right knee a little bit closer. Or if you have any problems with that knee, with the right knee being on the floor, you can put a blanket or something underneath. And it might be after some time that you feel your body is more relaxed and you might be able to go deeper. So just listening to your body, or you might feel, okay, I need to ease off and come back up. So listen to your body. And we'll come into the next stage of this pose, but you can stay longer at home if you want to. I would recommend normally staying in this position for about 2 minutes. Now the next holding or posture is to bring both of your hands on the inside of your left foot, and now walk that left foot a little bit out to the side so you have space here between your leg. And you can use blocks, if you have blocks or books or anything that you can lean on. You can be up here, or you can start to work your way down to bringing the forearms onto your blocks. But then you feel it very good now in the left hip flexor, in the left hip. And again, I would normally stay here for about 2 minutes, but we won't stay that long on the video. So during that time, just notice how you're feeling. Try to relax in your hips. Or if you feel like you can't stay, then come up a little bit. Try the different versions. You can stack your blocks and come up much higher if you need to. So play around with it and see what feels better for your body. You can close your eyes during these poses or put some relaxing music on. But try to keep your focus inside, so don't hold the tension. Notice where the tension is and try to release it. Try to relax deeper. Use your deep breathing. So as you breathe in, feel the energy in your body, and as you breathe out, try to relax in any area of tension. And now slowly coming up, come up onto your right toes. You can move the blocks out of the way if you have blocks. And slowly bring that left foot back into a downward dog and walk your dog. It's going to feel a little bit strange in your hips, in your legs, that's normal. And then from here, step your right foot between your hands and rest your left knee on the ground. And again, start to set up your position, so bringing that left knee a little bit backwards on the mat so you feel a stretch in your left hip, in the hip flexor muscle. Making sure this leg is comfortable, that your knee is comfortable. And then choosing how you're going to stay. Can you stay on your fingertips here or your hands, or do you need to use blocks up on the higher side or a bit lower? So choose your option. Try to stay here for a couple of minutes maximum, 2 minutes normally. Again, focusing on what you feel in the pose, and also notice where your attention goes when we're holding these poses for longer. Does your mind start to drift? Do thoughts start to come in? That's normal. But just pay attention to it, become aware of where your mind is, and then try to gently bring your attention back to your breathing, back to your body. Noticing how you're feeling in the pose. Do you need to change? Can you go deeper? Relaxing in your hips, don't hold the tension. And then we'll come into the next version of the pose, so bringing both hands onto the inside and walk that right foot to the right to give yourself some space. And now if you have your blocks or books or whatever, you can use those, or you can just stay with your hands here. Or if you want to try and come deeper, you can bring your forearms onto your blocks or whatever you're using as blocks, and then you feel it very good in your right hip flexor. And in the left as well. Relax your head and your neck. Use your breathing, so don't forget your deep Deep breathing. Again, pay attention to how you feel and whether you can stay here or whether you need to come up a little bit. Or maybe you feel now after a bit of time you can go deeper. So connect with your body and how you're feeling. Try not to just be statically in the pose. Try to feel what you're feeling, change if you need to. And then we'll come up. Move the blocks out of the way. Come up onto the left toes. And again, slowly moving back into a downward dog and walk your feet here. Drop your knees down onto the ground, coming into an all-four position. And then turn your feet to the side and sit your bum on the ground. And now with your feet flat on the mat, so your knees are bent, hands a bit behind you, start to move your knees left to right. Nice and relaxing after those poses where we were holding for the hips. So this is nice and relaxing for the hips. And then we'll do another yin pose on both sides before relaxation. So coming onto your left side, and you want to be on your left forearm under your shoulder so you feel nice and propped up. And then straighten the right leg and bring your right leg over onto the ground. Bend your left leg and take your left foot with your right hand. And then push your foot into your hand, and as you do that you'll feel a stretch on the front of your left thigh. So it's an active pose, you're not just lying here, you're pushing that foot into the hand, keeping yourself propped up with your left arm. If you have a problem with your shoulder or you can't stay here for some reason, you can come to lie on your side and just relax that arm. And maybe put a pillow or your hand under your head. But again, keep that active movement with your foot pushing into your hand. And you can stay here for 2 or 3 minutes. When you're ready to come out, you can let that foot go, straighten the leg and roll back on to your bum, onto your back, and then come onto the other side, so onto your right side, propping yourself up with that right forearm under your shoulder. Bring the left leg over onto the ground and bend your right leg and catch that foot with your left hand. And push the foot into your hand, so not just lazily lying here, but actively pushing that foot away so you feel a stretch in your right thigh. Choosing your option, whether you want to stay propped up on the arm or whether you need to bring yourself down onto the ground. Up to you, just listen to your body. Staying here for as long as you need to. You can stay for 2 or 3 minutes. We won't stay for that long. So releasing the foot when you're ready. Bringing both feet back and coming to lie on your back on your mat. And bring both of your knees to your chest for a cuddle. So bring your hands onto your knees. Bringing those knees as close to your chest as you can and start to move left and right. Just gentle movements. And you can bring one hand onto each knee And bring your big toes together and open your knees wide and then close them again, so it's like you're drawing 2 circles with your knees. Very nice for the hips after the hip postures and holdings that we've done. And go also the other direction. And then coming into relaxation, so get a blanket or anything that you need. You can straighten your legs if you want to on the mat, or you keep your feet flat on the mat, wide apart, and let the knees fall together. So choose your option. You can relax your hands on the ground or on your belly and close your eyes. So we'll just take a couple of minutes here. So take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. And again, a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And feel your body relax. Let your breathing return to normal. And feel your back and your shoulders relax into your mat. Relax your head and your neck, your face, not holding any tension in your forehead or in your jaw. So not clenching the teeth together, make a little bit of space between your teeth. Feel your whole body, bit by bit, relaxing deeper. Even your toes and your feet, everything relaxed. And just take a bit of time here to let your muscles relax and go back to normal. You can stay here for 5 or 10 minutes if you want to. You can put some relaxing music on, just let yourself lie here. And then when you're ready, you can start to move your fingers and your toes, just gently moving, waking the body up. And then stretch your legs out long. And stretch your arms above your head, a really nice long stretch. And then bring your knees back to your chest again for a double knee hug. So bringing those knees close to your chest. Again, when you're ready, you can roll onto one side on the ground, your whole side. And then push yourself up to come and sit on your mat. Sitting with your back straight, your eyes can still be closed if you want to. And bring your hands together at your chest in prayer position. Breathe in, stretch your arms up above your head. Open your arms out wide. Breathe out, bringing the hands back together. Back to your chest and fold forward. Namaste. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.